it up.
Jank, what happened on the boards today?
Well, I guess start here. I think it's like got layers. One, they're one of the best rebounding teams in the country. Two, they're really, really big. Three, they're really, really deep, so they've got fresh people in the whole game. We are really, really small. We're playing a lot of zone. We have no depth. Those are the facts. But even with that, I think we could have done a better job. And I'm anxious to watch the film because a lot of the subtle things that go on, you can't see, full speed in the middle of a game, whether the block out has got contact, whether there's throwing guys out or over the back or whatever. All that happens fast. And so I can't really comment on that. But I do know that it's not too tough to know that on one hand, I'm kind of looking at this game two ways. Really thrilled with our effort, so proud. We did so many good things, and guys are busting their tail, playing major minutes, 39, 35. That's not easy to do, and run around as hard as they got to run around and be outsized drastically. That takes incredible effort, and there's no way I can fault our effort. But did we play physically enough, or is it just a victim of the zone and our size and they're wearing us down? I don't know yet, so I have to watch the film on that. But I will say, on the other hand of things, I feel like, a little better rebounding and a couple stretches offensively where I thought we kind of lost our poise, lost our. We were playing pretty intelligently for a good while, and then right at a critical time when they kind of got it going, McDuffie got it going in a big way, and we had Ethan in foul trouble. So there was some matchup situations that were hard, and then they got away from us a little bit. But I thought there was enough time to still make up for it. Really still thought maybe had a chance to win the game, and made some, several 3 or 4 possessions in a row that were unlike us and not winning basketball, and then it stretched the lead to a point that now it's you're playing from way behind and the clock's your enemy and all that. So really good on one hand. With what we got, what we were battling with, and really feel great about them. On the other hand, I go away from here just a little frustrated because I really think there was a game possibly that, to win against a great team right here tonight. So I'm kind of mixed.
What happened in the sequence leading to that technical foul?
Pardon?
What happened in the sequence that led to that technical foul?
Probably me saying some really poor choice words probably was the biggest part leading to it. But for me, what was leading up to it is, when you are smaller, we're a lot smaller. Come on, we're 5'10", 5'11", 6'3", 6'5" is our starting 1, 2, 4, okay? And theirs is, 6'8", 6'8", 6'8", whatever, 6'7" at the 3, 6'5". We're really outsized, okay? That's just what has happened with all the injury. Okay, so that's a problem. But it felt like that we were blocking out better than we were getting credit for. I'll just say that, and that was frustrating. And maybe when I watched the film, maybe I was wrong. So that's why I say I want to reserve it. But in the heat of the battle, it certainly didn't feel that way. And then I may by the end of the night go, gosh, it was, it wasn't what I quite saw. Because again, little subtle parts of rebound. You hit a guy, they throw you out of the way, or you didn't hit a guy, or he goes over your back, or it looks like he went over your back. All those kind of things. And that's what I was seeing, and hey, I could be wrong. I'll know tomorrow, though. I'll know exactly. You ought to ask me tomorrow. Then I'll know.
15 of your 23 field goals were three-pointers. And when you talk about how undersized your team is it still important to you to try to force the ball inside and get some inside or intermediate shots? Or can you rely almost exclusively on the three?
Well, that's game to game. I mean, it depends on matchups and how you're being guarded. You could throw the ball inside, and a team can trap you all night, and you'll never get a post up. For instance, another way to get the ball inside is to drive the ball, which we drove the ball a lot. Sometimes you have a matchup where you can exploit their post. I think their post guy weighs 285, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So to me, it's not about, you can't have a script that says we're gonna shoot these many from here and these many from here and these many from here. But what I'm a big believer in, a huge believer in, is understanding what good shots are and finding ways to get the good shots versus the defense, the talent, the size, the whatever you're playing against. And open threes are always great. And what is unfortunate for us, as you know, is there was a stretch for a while there where, we just, Benny Malagu couldn't even shoot one. Okay, so I say that now because it looks like he's getting better and he actually can shoot one now, which we went 2.5 weeks without him, our best three-point shooter for most of the year, not being able to shoot a three. And then you start going down the line and all of a sudden, our shooting and Eli and William as freshmen had not found their stride that way. So we were really, really, really challenged offensively for a while, more than you guys even know, because you can't, we can't give away all what's going on the inside. But now what look at this. I mean, Williams had several games where now he's knocking them down. Eli's now, that's 2 games in a row. Young guys getting more comfortable. Ethan got in foul trouble, but I thought he played very well. That's 3 freshmen playing out there out of our 7 guys, and they're knocking shots. And now Gu hits a couple, and of course Jamal's always a threat. So that gives you a chance to have an offense. It's hard to have a real good offense when you just have one or no 3-point shooters. And now this is encouraging. We played our offense without question, no question, was good enough to win the game. No question. Even though we did have a few stretches where I wish we'd have been a little bit smarter, but stopping them is really, really, really hard. I wish we could have played more man, but between matchups issues and foul issues that happened, and then also depth, it's difficult for us.
What did you see with Jamal that allowed him to step in mid-season and then within a few weeks become one of the team's most reliable and most highest point players?
Well, that was the plan coming in, because he already proved himself. He was a freshman in our league, averaged 15 points a game, so that was kind of a given. That's not a mystery when he got here. The hard part is, and I think it's kind of what you're maybe saying, is, he came in at semester, and that's hard. That's hard. That is hard. Just the bus has left the station, and it's a long way down, and now you're trying to find your role. And at that time, he was finding his role with Shake and Jure, who are, and Benny Malagu, the 3 returning players we had who were, our leading scorers. And so you don't want to come in and, just start firing off a whole bunch of balls and totally get us in a different rhythm than we had been playing with. I think he got there for Boise. We just had played USC, and we'd played Arizona, and you don't want to come in and just say, hey, I'm here, I'm going to start shooting him up. And I think what's happened with him, though, is by necessity, it's pretty clear he needs to be even more aggressive than he was with the others. But like, if you remember, the Wichita State game and East Carolina game from before was the last time Shake and he played together, and you could see it coming. They both played really well at Wichita, and if I'm not mistaken, both played really well against East Carolina. So I could see them gelling, and unfortunately we lost Jure at Wichita, but it was gonna be a fun mix of those guys. But give him credit that now he's taken a little bit different role. Everybody knows, he's a heck of a weapon, and he's a very, very good offensive player. And you know what? He's playing better defense. He's playing hard. I'm really proud of him. He's gotten much better defensively. He's playing a lot of winning basketball, and by our definition, and that makes me really happy.
You beat Wichita State at their place when they were in the top 10, and they're outside the top 10 now, but not by much. So when McMurray hit that three at the end of the first half, what was the vibe like in the locker room at halftime, and what did you ask of your team in the second half?
Well, it was great, you know, but we, you know, we talked about we came here to win the game. I don't care how many guys we have or who's hurt or who's limping or who's not able to play the rest of the year. We talk about winning, and we're not giving into that. We're not going to act like it's just okay, and we're playing for moral victory. And so we expect it, you know, and sometimes maybe that's a big ask, you know, given our challenges, but we're not changing the way we think. We're not going to change the way we think and have them feel like it's okay. So actually, the way we're talking is like, you know, we should have been ahead instead of behind. We should have been ahead. My concern at halftime, though, was how can it not be? You're playing a team that's bringing, 10 guys at you, rotating fresh, and we're not close to able to do that, and that wears you down. That wears you down, and that worried me. Our game at Houston was exactly that way. We 35 minutes we played, couldn't have played better, and then you just, you know, can you finish with that same intensity, and that's a real challenge. But you know, we were talking at half, hey, we can win this game exactly like we said before the game.
Anybody else?
Thanks.
Thank you, Tim.
Thanks, Coach. Thank you.